Hello and welcome back to my channel and this series about glow effects. So far, we've been making buttons and labels glow. Today, we're moving up a level, whole panels. Imagine a WinForms section or card that pulses with neon light. Your buttons, labels, and text will now sit on a dynamic glowing background. And yes, it's pure. Net 10 WinForms, fully reusable, and easy to drop into any project. Let's build it. Today, we're going to add smooth, flicker-free glow effects to WinForms panels, including animated aura-style glows that look way more modern than anything WinForms was ever supposed to do. No custom controls. No WPF. Just clean C#, smart painting, and a bit of glow magic. Alright, let's light up some panels. So like we did in the last part, we use our already existing project with the base classes that we need. If you don't see it, just go back and check it out. We'll link the series to this description. To keep the structure, we create a new folder for our panel effects. Inside we start with the first class, the pulsing glow.cs. So let's create and check after that. This class creates a pulsing glow effect for a WinForms panel. First, the class inherits from glow effect base panel, which means the effect can attach itself to a panel and draw during the paint event. We store a pulse time value that moves forward over time. This value controls the animation. A Windows Forms timer updates this value and tells the panel to repaint itself. Inside the attach method, the effect is connected to the panel. The panel background is set to black so the glow is clearly visible. The timer then runs continuously, increasing the pulse time and triggering a redraw. The draw method is where the glow is rendered. A sine wave is used to smoothly calculate an alpha value between 0 and the maximum opacity. This creates a natural fade in and fade out effect. Finally, a semi-transparent rectangle is drawn over the panel using the calculated alpha value and the selected glow color. The result is a smooth, flicker-free pulsing glow that looks modern and clean. To test this, we of course need a panel on our form. So let's drag a panel from the toolbox, adjust the size, and give it a proper name so we can use it in our code. Now we create the effect, just like we did with the others. We create the class, create an instance, and attach it to the panel we want. So, let's run it and see how it looks. Yeah. That looks pretty terrible, right? The flickering is really bad, and panels are especially painful when it comes to animations. But don't worry. This is a very common WinForms problem, and the fix is actually very easy and very clean. Let's go back into the attach method of our effect class. Here, we add a small piece of code that enables double buffering for the panel. You can use this same technique for other controls as well, whenever you see flickering during animations. So let me quickly explain what's happening. Normally, WinForms draws a control directly on the screen. If a control is redrawn very often, like in an animation, you can actually see every redraw, and that causes flickering. With double buffering, WinForms first draws everything in memory, in the background. Once the drawing is finished, the final image is shown on the screen in a single step. Because of that, the animation becomes smooth and stable, and the flickering disappears. We need this special line of code because the panel does not allow us to enable double buffering directly. So we activate it safely using reflection. In simple terms, this one line is what turns a shaky, flickering glow into a clean, modern animation. Now let's run it again. Yeah. That already looks way better, right? Alright, with that fixed, let's jump to the next effect. We'll create the class, explain how it works, and then test it live. Let's go. This effect creates a soft, animated shadow glow around a panel. Just like before, the class inherits from Glow Effect Base Panel, which allows us to attach the effect directly to a panel and draw during its paint event. We use a pulse time value to control the animation. This value is increased over time, which lets the glow slowly fade in and out. In the attach method, we connect the effect to the panel and set a dark background color so the glow stands out clearly. We also enable double buffering to make sure the animation runs smoothly without flickering. The actual drawing happens in the draw method. First, we calculate an alpha value using a sine wave. This gives us a smooth transition between low and high opacity, instead of a hard on-off effect. Then we create a thick pen using a semi-transparent color. The pen is aligned to the outside of the panel, which creates the shadow-like glow around the edges. We slightly shrink the drawing rectangle so the shadow stays visible and does not get clipped. The result is a soft, pulsing shadow glow that surrounds the panel and gives it more depth. This kind of effect works great for modern UI panels, cards, or highlighted sections. To use this effect, we first add another panel to our form. So again, drag a panel from the toolbox, adjust the size, and give it a clear name. For example, I'll call it Shadow Glow. Now we go to the code section. Here, we create a new instance of the shadow glow effect, just like with the other effects. Then we attach it to the panel we just added. At this point, we don't need to modify the panel itself. The effect is completely separate and only connected through the attach method. Now let's run the application and see how it looks. And yeah, this already looks brilliant. The panel gets a soft, animated shadow around the edges, and the pulsing effect feels smooth and clean. Because double buffering is enabled, there's no flickering at all. This kind of glow works really well for cards, highlighted areas, or modern dashboard style layouts. And with just a few property changes, like the color, speed, or thickness, you can easily customize the look. Alright, with this effect done, let's move on to the next one and push this even further. Aura Glow class creates a smooth, neon-style glow effect for a panel. It inherits from Glow Effect base panel, which allows it to attach to a panel and draw automatically during the paint event. Inside the class, we use a time variable to control the animation. A Windows Forms timer increases this value continuously and triggers the panel to repaint. This creates a smooth, pulsing effect over time. The attach method connects the effect to the panel and sets a dark background so the glow stands out. It also enables double buffering to prevent flickering and make the animation smooth. The draw method handles all the rendering. We calculate a pulse value using a sine wave, which gives us a smooth transition of opacity between 0 and the maximum alpha. Then we draw a rectangle around the panel edges using a semi-transparent pen. This creates the glowing border. Finally, we fill the panel slightly with a semi-transparent brush to give it a soft inner glow. The combination of the border and the inner fill creates the vibrant, pulsing aura glow effect. Because everything is handled inside the class, using it is as simple as creating an instance and attaching it to a panel. No extra work is needed, and you can customize the color, speed, thickness, and opacity to fit your design. To test the aura glow, we start by adding another panel to our form. Drag a panel from the toolbox, adjust the size, and give it a clear name, for example, Panel, Aura, Glow. Now we move to the code. We create a new instance of the aura glow effect and attach it to the panel we just added. That's it. Nothing else needs to change on the panel itself. The effect handles everything internally. Let's run it and see what happens. Wow, check that out. The panel now has a smooth, pulsing neon-style glow. The edges glow, and the fill has a soft inner light that fades in and out. Because double buffering is enabled, the animation is completely smooth, with no flickering. You can customize the color, speed, thickness, and opacity to make the glow fit any style you want. This makes it perfect for modern dashboards, highlight areas, or just adding some extra flair to words. And there we have it. 3 different panel glow effects in one project: the simple pulsing glow, the soft shadow glow, and this vibrant aura glow. We've covered everything from smooth animation, flicker-free drawing, to modern-looking UI effects, all inside pure WinForms. I hope you're enjoying this series as much as I am. The results are really starting to shine. But we're not done yet. In the next part, we're going to take things even further and explore TextBox controls. We'll add some visual magic there too, and I promise, it's going to be a fun surprise. So make sure you stay tuned, because the next video will show how to make your forms look alive in ways you never imagined. Keep experimenting, stay motivated, and let's make WinForms shine.